Oh well, well. Let's see. As usual, just bored. I don't know. As usually, if this even is visible, etc. Never get used to it. That seems so. Okay. Totally unplanned and everything because I'm bored. I don't know what to do, and in short, I want to finish this Purple 1200 I started some time ago when I had this issue where I put the MPU the wrong way, and I stopped it there. Anyway, now I have replaced the MPU, and yeah, it should work now. 0 visitors. Well, anyway, so the current situation, I can do like this. Current situation is that we have this card, this purple card. We have Lisa, Gail, Alice, Budgie, the MPU, the correct orientation, new one, and a new 3 MHz oscillator as well, because that one actually also fried. CIA, ROMs, and U34 that's needed, otherwise Lisa will get pissed and push reset low. Anyway, and last time it didn't work at all. I have an MBX 030 card here, so I don't have any CPU installed. And if I turn on, and sometimes you can see the LEDs here flashing correct, like that. And the reason it's working just sometimes is because some reset security is not there yet. But that's not that important for the moment. Well, it is, but well. Go to the microscope here. We can see here we have the power LED for just 5 volt, and that there's the LED signal from the CIA. On the 1200 on the power LED, it's combined, so it's always bright. The LED is always at half bright when the 5 volt is on, and when LED is lit, then the power LED goes to full brightness. That's why power LED is on is totally not interesting at all, but you want to see the brightness change, or in this case the LED you want to have it flashing like you can see now. That means diagram is running and it's flashing way too fast, of a simple reason that we do not have a serial board or serial communication on, so it just skips it and it runs too fast. I tried it with Moron 1260 or the TF 1260 card, and that doesn't work in this situation. And the reason of that is simply because this card is the only accelerator card for the Amiga that actually requests for the bus by as it should be. All of the cards just takes over the bus. So this one requires, for the moment anyway, 020 to be present. Stream same time as Gadget. Oh, I didn't check. That's bad. Well, I want to do this because I want to do this somewhat on camera, and so I should have checked that one. Anyway, so we have now got the board to run some code because it doesn't flashy sometimes, and the reason it does it just sometimes is because the reset is not really working. So yeah, Yeah. So anyway, that's it. I will actually now on my computer here load my own tutorial. So I kinda follows it, even if I know sometimes do it my own way. Anyway, we now have the board starting up, but we do want to have the CPU on, right? And so, okay, just Premiere. Okay, so it's not the live stream. Then let's go. Okay, strange. Do rotate this boom in the same direction every time on my camera here, and still it tangles on the wires. Okay, we need the O20 CPU on because you don't want to have a CPU card every time. So you take this actually used CPU, with the pin. Hope I don't break it. This has been removed from the board and been sitting in isopropanol for a while. Anyway, put it here. You can see the one on the board and a little dot on the CPU. And as usual, I see way more than you can see on the screen. I try to align it somewhat correct. I remove extra CPU card here. And to be honest, I don't know why I try to align the CPU first, because I always dent the CPU when I'm putting on a blob there, and I want to have a blob just something can be ugly as hell and shorting, etc., like that. And that's just to have the CPU in place. Okay, and then as usual, a proper amount of flux. And the reason why I do this, so I put on the CPU now instead of before the CPU card, is because this is one of the hardest solder on the 1200. So now I know that it should work, and if it doesn't, then there is a mishap on the CPU soldering, like short or something. This is not really tutorial soldering, but just another mine. Have nothing to do, so I just solder a board. This board is going to the guy behind the Bifrost LED OLED board. Nice project. And as you might see, I'm being quite blobby there. I don't care right now. I will fix it now. That. Good, okay. And then we have side. tapping like that should be it. Always flux. Flux is good. You can never have too much flux. Actually, you can. Yeah. As you can see, it just flows nicely with flux. Like that. Okay, let's do it more. I will some toothbrush and isopropanol. I don't know where my small bottle is, so I will have my large one and mostly like a spear. I have a small bottle for this one actually, usually. And like this, so it's much easier to see. Just a quick check if there are any, and that's not the bridge, that's just isopropanol, but looks like a bridge. And I want to inspect this because of some reason Motorola put 5 volt and ground close to each other. So if you have short, you can actually short plus 5 volt over ground. Okay, we can do like this again and see if I can. Yay! We have power. Power LED goes blinking, flashing, flashing. That means the CPU is working, and I don't need a CPU card anymore to run this card. Okay, next part is to get serial port working, because we want this Swedish operating system called Diagram to spew out some data. And for this one you need 2 chips and 1 connector, of course. And that's a 1488. But I will grab one. It's all prepared. Like that. Try to find that. Take my other solder wire instead here. That's not so thin. Okay. Soldered in place. Fine. And then we need, of course, Paula. Paula is the chip that handles serial port. Some people think it's the CIA. That's totally wrong. The CIA only handles handshaking and not serial port. So, in short, serial port is Paula. And I need to change tip on my solder pen because I want to use my crooked tip. Error. Why is it error? Okay, right. So waiting for tip to be hot. Like that. Put some flux on pads. And as usual, that I was bad at last time, check the orientation. One there and dot on the chip. Okay, and take it in place. Like that. And as always, the opposite side. By pushing the IC down. And one side I haven't soldered. Put on the opposite side here as well. Put it down. Now it's fast in 3 places. And now go to the 4th place, and yeah, somewhat kinda misaligned, but yeah, it will work. I will do like this, go down here, yeah, but it will be fine anyway. Maybe I can try to make the camera somewhat more. Yeah. I don't have a focus for the camera, so I need to unscrew it from my holder and actually physically move the camera up and down. So that's why it's not always in focus, because when I zoom, it's somewhat not the same settings that I can set on the microscope. I guess because this is a cheap China camera. I should get better cameras at all, actually. I need a good hint for a camera to have on top of me here with zoom. That's not totally expensive. So I don't have to use the microscope camera for every solder I do. Even if I'm no real YouTuber or anything like that. This is just for fun. See how long we can do this build today. I have no plans really, I'm just doing it. And as you notice, as I told many times, I always do opposite side in soldering, because otherwise you will notice that the chip will rise some, and then you will do the opposite side after you do 3 corners that the pins are actually above the board. You don't want to have that, so doing opposite side all the time will make the chip flush on the board. Okay, we have polar in place. program that, as you know now, handles serial port, floppy, and audio, etc. And with this, you also will need a connector. Can be quite useful. And that one I got. Thank you here. Actually, this one is a used one. It's a 25 pin male piece up. That I need just to do some cleaning on. Sorry for this perfect picture. There, and now I actually just solder it quite bad. I just do it so there's connection. I don't do the proper. I just do it because always some connectors I do it afterwards when testing is done. Then I fill it up with solder and yeah. So now I just, so there's connection, that's it. Okay, we have 25 pin. Let's see if we can get some serial data out of it. And for that we need putty. And I will launch my putty. Like this, and maybe also do so you can see it if I can. Hope this doesn't. Okay, find it here like that. Here we have putty. We have serial. We do it load, and this is all you do. You have your COM port where you have null modem to the Amiga connected, and 9600. You don't care about handshaking or anything because the diagram doesn't simply just not use it. It will ignore all type of handshaking. And so if you do any settings in Windows, etc. No, here, simple, easy. That's and USB serial port will work, but you need to have a null modem that have transmit and receive switched. And for some reason, putty refuse. Stupid OBS. Okay. And it doesn't boot sometimes. Yes, that's bad. It can actually be a bad Polar as well, because I haven't tested this Polar. This is just all doing by trial and error. Actually, I haven't tested the CPU either. Yeah, it works. The CPU card. So maybe CPU is bad. Anyway, we do it with CPU card. We can do a quick check on the CPU first. So I will remove putty here and can we see this? Yes. It can very much be a bad CPU app because, yeah, usually I do actually. Well, CPUs I can't really test without soldering, and I simply just do not want to do too much soldering on it. So what I do is take a tweezer here and yank on the pins, because if a pin isn't soldered properly, you will see it bend. Or I just continue the build with the CPU card, and problem will be solved for a while, and then so CPU should be working, or should be properly soldered. But of some reason it doesn't execute all the code, but with the CPU card it runs but crashes, and this crash is, I know what this is. I will fix it now, just for fun. You can take the Moron 1260 and it will still not boot up. Interesting. Anyway, that's because CPU doesn't. Okay, like this. And actually, to fix that annoying issue, we install U32. U32 is 74 HCT 244. And I can show you actually on the LEDs here. There's a reason why I have these blinking light LEDs. And the top ones that I have here in red are reset. You can see the left one is RST and the right one is KB RST. And when they flash both the same, then the machine will work. But sometimes, no, it works every time, yes. Sometimes the left one is hanging, and then it will not boot. And the reason is floating signals, because the reset signal will be fixed properly by U32. That links the two reset circuits, or what you can call it. So by installing that one, it will work every time. And maybe actually can be a reason why the CPU doesn't work as well. Now it boots every time. I will try without the CPU card. Nope, the same thing here. So there's something bad with this CPU, I guess. Now with the TF1260 actually boots as well. Okay, that's done. So as you can see, when we boot here, we have no memory, and on the new diagram, the 1.3 beta, you can see, oh, I need to actually mark on the correct screen. You can see here that it's color coded, and simple put, it writes that's 1 to memory, and when it reads, it finds this one. So a green is a correct number and a red is an incorrect number. So putting like this, you can see different patterns because we have no memory. It will be all ones that it reads, as you can see. So, but here in this version you can see much more easy when we have a bit failure because it's red. Anyway, time to do some soldering of the memory. And the way I'm doing the memory, because it's quite a bitch actually to solder the chip RAM on the 1200. You can see here. So what I do is I do it in passes. Put some flux on the pads and fill them up with solder, and want to have try to have as much solder on the pads as possible, actually, like this. And I put on a chip. If you have a revision 2 board that you moved from, then the chip mem ICs will not fit. You need to get another one, another chip, another type. Same with the gal chip. So I have this chip here. I put my hot air gun, 300 something degrees, and heat it up. And I usually have a tool that I push down the chip with later. I move the hot air here. Next time I solder, I will do it from my non-microscope camera, so you can see that from. You will see that the chip suddenly will move. It takes some time, yes it does. And you will see that the solder melts. Like that. Some pressure on. That. And then I run putty. Start the board, and it will be failed the first 512K, so I wait, and you will see another feature in the diagram that every 256K of testing it will do an extra line like there, and next time it does a line, then half of the bit area should be green. And it is, I think, right? Yes. Or yeah, maybe not. And if it's not, then we check if we missed something, because yeah, on this, yeah, I think I know where, because yeah, and there's ship isn't really aligned, but as it's the first bit ship here, then it's more easy to handle. So we can do it pin by pin here. Here you can see the ship isn't aligned correctly, and that means it's the pre-soldered pins I did doesn't really connect. So this is why you shouldn't do this on camera, and because you could see on the putty screen that the lower bite actually worked fine, but the upper didn't. These memories are 16 bits, so 8 bits worked and 8s didn't, and you can see here because it wasn't connected properly on the pads. So let's do it again. Like that, put in putty again on screen, power on, and wait for 512K of testing being done. I have planned to maybe do this in larger steps, but haven't decided yet if I should do it. And okay, now we can see half of the area is green. That means all bits are okay. So, okay, we do like this again, that I remove that one and put on that camera instead. And put on something so I can see. Here, put on solder or flux. Put on solder, lots of solder on the pads. Of course, I'm using leaded solder because otherwise it's just painful to solder with lead free. Yes, you just can't do it. Simply put. Okay, now better do more visual inspection that I actually align the pins correctly. So I can watch here, like here, they are there. And that. And this is a drawback with solder on the pads, because the ship doesn't really want to stay in place like that, hopefully. Then, okay, this is hot air. Okay, I'll try to do it like this. I do not have any studio light or anything here. And the reason why I'm doing this with hot air instead of pin by pin that I did with every other ship is because it's so tight between the ships. Like that. Take the pliers and push it down. And wait. the board to cool down. And you can see on the solder joints when they dry up, or what you can call it. So getting hard. And this, and now we should have green on the other half on the first bit here, and we can see, yes, we have working 16-bit, the first top 16-bit. So in short, so you know how the memory is aligned on the 1200. The top one here, close to here, is the 16-bit, top 16 bits of the upper megabyte, the upper 1 to 2 megabyte chipman, and the other one is top 16-bit of the lower chip RAM. And now next chip is the lower 16-bit of the upper chipman part. That I have alignment. Gets there. Put hot air. See, the solder is soon melting. Yes. Push down the card. It's hard to explain how you can see that you can almost see like it's the solder is boiling. But not really boiling, but anyway. Okay, we do put again. Power on. And the first 1 meg will fail. As the lower 16 bits not working. There we have 256K. Or no, 512K actually. And soon we will see if something happens. And we have here just once, and that can be because the chip is too hot actually, and can also be that we have bad soldering. So meanwhile I will check while the board is cooling down. I will check on the microscope. Seems okay there. Looks okay there, so it maybe was just too hot. Or a bad chip, of course. We got well, it is working all right, and just building it. The rest of it is by build process, and it's not edited or anything, so you can see all mishaps and everything that happens while building on ReAmiga. Even if I've done it dozens of times, things still happens. Especially when using moved components from another board. The board can be working, but then when you remove board chips, they can break, etc. And this is not fun because it's says that we have some kind of issue. So I try to do this. I don't like to do this because, well, on this chip it can be easy, but the other side is harder because it's very close to the other line of ICs. It can be simply put that this chip is bad or a bad solder joint. This is a drawback with using hot air to solder the chips in place, especially used chips. As you can see here, we have quite tight sorry for the light. The camera doesn't like when I zoom in too much. You can see here that the area between the chips is quite tight, and when you do this with solder iron, you can touch the other side quite easily, and if you do that, you can do a small short there. You don't want to do that. Let's see. Do more putty. Well, I actually did the fix from last time's fuck up on off camera by replacing the MPU and put it on the right orientation, and then it works fine. So it was just simply the MPU was on the wrong orientation, and that actually also fried the 3 MHz oscillator. So that's why. Now I'm trying to get ShipMem to work, and I think actually we must have a bad chip here that screws everything around, because if you can see, everything is bad and it was all okay first time. Actually, it can be. I do this. Oh, I don't like to do this, but yeah, I fill up every solder point on the other chips, because this is also a drawback when using heat. To hot air to solder the chips is that you can actually make the solder joints be loose. So I try to be on camera as much as possible. This bent tip is somewhat more helpful, but you can see that it's hard to make nice looking solder joints. Okay, let's hope this time we have somewhat more luck. I don't want to screw around too much on stream either. But yeah, I'm doing something. Let's see. Okay, we had that issue, but we have still issue on the lower ship. And I don't know if soldering looks okay. Sorry for not switching camera all the time because it takes us more time. Soldering looks okay there. Maybe that chip is bad. Usually chips doesn't die, but memory chips of some reason actually does. Sometimes. And yeah, it looks okay. Should be okay. I can't find anything here. So maybe, yeah, I will do one last check here with Diagram to see if it finds memory while I find another chip. And see. No. I replace that one. I will replace that one. Do it on see if I can lower the like that, and we will get all yellow. Oh, so white balance fixed it. Now sometimes I just couldn't switch over camera all the time. Sorry. I need to. I need a hint from a camera here for this one that can be zoomed, etc. Preferably that uses USB. I can do HDMI, but I only have one HDMI channel, so I need to switch all the time, and that's bad. Or I do it like this instead. but it will be great to have a camera that can show what I'm doing, but let's say I'm on a tight budget. This is no living, and I'm not interested in doing any Patreon, etc., etc. Yes, I'm not interested in that. See if this works. I think I will inspect on microscope when this one cools down. This is just some Logitech Full HD webcams and a cheap gaming microphone here with no boom, because the boom will be annoying to use when soldering. Like this, I will try to check microscope camera, and that actually my HDMI. And oh, you can't see anything. Maybe more light. Not happy with some solder joints. Okay, replaced chip. Let's hope it's solved now. Put it like this. CPU card, because it's CPU. Soon. Yes. As you can see now, it found shipment. So, okay, next part. So actually, I can switch to this camera again here, like this, and so if you populate the top one and the third one from top, that's the top 1 megabyte of shipment, and the bottom one and the second on the top here is for the lowest 1 megabyte of shipment, so you know that. Anyway, so we have 1 megabyte of shipment on the top, and as we have designed it here, it's correct. So we just now have to put on the last chip as well. So some flux as usual. Put on some solder on the pads. take the last module, correct orientation, like that, and wander away. Yeah. It was better like this, right? When the camera is adjusted. For you anyway, not for me. Go down. So yeah, it was one memory chip that was bad. There's one pin that I think looks that. Serial port. Putty. And yeah, voila. 2 megs of shipment, everything. It works. It boots and it will. Oh, it doesn't crash anymore. I fixed that one. Interesting. But yeah, as you could see, I couldn't press any key to go on there. Usually it crashed there before, but no, you can see it doesn't work. And the reason why I can't press anything there is because 1489 isn't populated. And so I get one. 1489 is the chip that handles receive from the serial port. So this is not really going through my guide on the web. And this is not a real tutorial or anything, just me blabbing while soldering. It works fine doing that way, this way as well. On my guide, I think this time I put on the video deck, but I'm not interested in the video deck right now because I can't grab it. You can't see it because I only have a capture card for S-video. I actually have an open OSSC here that I could connect to my HDMI capture that I'm using for the camera, but I haven't actually tested it yet. Bought it just some 3 weeks ago. I've been busy building TF1260 cards actually. and actually just relaxing, because I need that one as well. Okay, again, just do this. This is Fortune U39 handling serial receive, and like this. Put on putty again, and transition, and power on, and we can see. .3 here uses more address data checking, so we will find address errors as well, something that older diagram did not find, and it could crash. Yes, we have that one. Usually, actually, old diagrams, I'm surprised that this happened, crash before this, because the U26 isn't populated, and the U26, and that's a 74LS86, and I will populate it now. Simply so I don't forget it. I can't actually remember now what it does. I think it's some buggy dirty fix something, but I can't actually remember now. And my PC is running full speed apparently. My PC behind me, my main PC. I think it's folding some COVID proteins. You can hear the fan. I don't know if you can hear the fan. Okay, now it's there anyway, so okay, we have now shipment working, so I think it's time to put on the event CIA. Usually not populated, I love that. The event CIA, because why not? It needs to be there anyway, so do I need to adjust the camera every time? Annoying. This, put on that. Inside. This. So the A3000 Plus, yeah, I had done one. Actually, of some reason it doesn't boot anymore. I need to check that one because I have a weird signal at R120, I think, below the DSP. It's a scrambled 50 MHz clock that looks like it's shorted with another signal. Haven't checked it yet. I actually bought 2 more PCBs. I will build to people. And will use as my main Amiga as well. I will have actually 3 main Amigas. I will have one A3000 Plus that will have TF 4060 or 60 card, and a Z9000 graphics card, and then I will have my 1200 with my Warp 1260, and I will have my demo machine as well. That will be my 1200 and with TF 1260 as my demo machine. Okay, soon we have CIA here. And just a short note about this ReAmiga. There's a connector here at the CIA. I have got questions about what it is. It's simply put the pins needed for the RATA monitor switch, so you don't need to have a chip the hat on the CIA. Okay, let's see if this works. This means that we should have fully working CIA timing chips in diagram. And I get to see another CPU later. Why not the socket? Because sockets is a reason of issues. Oh, wrong. Talking too much. There. Wrong. So that's why I avoid sockets usually. CIA tests, and we do like this. The experimental one is buggy, so do not trust it. The 1.3 release will have it fixed, I hope, but the beta is, well, timing works. CIA seems to be working, and IRQs are working as well. Fine, perfect. We are soon getting there. Okay, oh, what now? What can be interesting now? At least on stream. That maybe can be something weird called audio, but we will not get audio because I don't want to put on the electrolytes before ultrasonic, but still you need the chip, you need the op-amp. Without the op-amp, no audio. Without the 32 microfarad that one and that one, you will not get audio either, but you can actually just short them. It will be audio. Awful, but it will be audio. Or you can do the German way, that I can't understand why, and put in ceramic caps. If you do that and have any questions about ReAmiga, I will say I will not help you until you fix that one and put in proper components at that location instead of those crappy ceramic caps that behaves like a drunk moron. Yeah, it's not meant for that location, okay? Maybe some locations that you can be replaced, but not there. Period. End of discussion. The full diagram, actually I don't know, I will try to code tonight actually. I have a bottle of beer in the cooler for it. You can download the daily version, that is 1.3. I have there experimented with the new memory tester tip that I actually yesterday deleted totally because I wasn't happy with it. Anyway, time for some buffers to PCMC8 working. 74LS245. You can actually put 74F245 as well there, but as I bought several of them of those LS, I will use them, but I will not buy more. I will only buy F245s because I don't want to have a stock with lots of different chips for no reason. And as you can see, I try to use no new components when it's available, because moving old components just takes time and can be an issue anyway. So I try to not reuse too much chips, except chipset and memory, because you can't get them new. The rest I get new. Yes, why not? It's not like they are expensive, and if you put some time and building a machine like this, why be cheap as when doing the logics. Now I don't have my favorite tip. I actually should change to it, but this will work. Maybe I will soon quit this because do other things as well. And I can't. Let's see. I can't show you on screen anyway with that. Video deck, but well, it's time for the video deck anyway, so let's do the video deck. In my guide I haven't done this before, but now I'm not. VP101. I have an issue that I always forget which one of those decks doesn't need the diode. I've been busy building 1260 actually I built 12 TF1260s. Today they have been in ultrasonic cleaning and are right now drying up. And we'll go to some friends. Sadly, this is a very limited run, so no, it's not really released. It's for friends and family only. And this is how it is. If people just haven't been such a dickheads and demanding all the time, it will be released for the public. Let's see how many boards I can do. For the moment I will have a very limited and all are taken, so sorry. Sadly. My personal Purple 1200 actually have everything in sockets, and I noticed a big drawback of that one. and that is I wanted to have my scan juggler connected. Fail. Anyway, do like this. Solder it in here. And see? Okay, sorry, I didn't check if you can see what I'm doing. Sorry. The 1260s, I'm using the Malteser voltage regulators, but with a big note. Remove the diodes. They are dangerous. If you have a short to ground, they will actually get over 150 degrees and can, in worst case, burn your house down. So remove those diodes. They are there to protect this 060 so it doesn't get voltage on the data pins before the 3.3 volt as it's recommended. But I have done several by mistake several times made so the 060 doesn't get any power but get data signals anyway, and haven't fried any 060 that way. It's way sturdy, and actually the reset power the computer holds a reset for such a long time, so the regulator will get time to ramp up the production of 3.3 volt anyway, so it's no danger. Simply put the diodes away and it will work. I will do a new version of the PCB, as I have done a special version for the TF1260 that's are reversed from the other one. So I will do one without the diodes anyway. Anyway, the 74F139 is also needed for a picture because it handles a blank, video blanking, etc. So I will put that one in here. Like that. So those volt DC boards, even if for the 3660, remove the diodes. Remove the diodes. I did a video stream here where I did solder 1260s, and I did actually have a fire here, or well, short, and that's where we noticed the issue, because you can really hear that it was a fizzling sound, and yeah, they got hot. Anyway, now we have solved this one. I need to get a monitor for the monitor and a male 23 pin. Do I have a male 32 pin? I think this one looks like one. No, it was a 25 pin. Do I have one removed, or after I need to find the board to remove from, and that will not be done live. That one I can tell you. I only have 25 pin nails. So no picture that way. So I do like this instead. I do the AD724. That one will give me a composite or and S video out. I actually have plans to design the ReAmiga 3000 with this one, so you can have composite and S video out as well. I still haven't decided if I should do it or not. Anyway, we have the AD724. That one will need oscillator. And a trim cap. So I will use this one. You do not need to have the text up, but why not? Looks better. And we need a trim cap for PAL. If you're in NTSC land with this weird, strange video system, you don't need this one. Like that. U23, okay. U23 is where? I can never remember the numbers of them. Which one is U23? Please tell me where the U23 is, and I can find it. Meanwhile, this one and so for S video, the ReAmiga 1200 Rev 1.5 can have either S video or composite here. I will show how the composite looks like. Or I will not, because I can't find it. Yeah, here. Oh. No, can't show you. The composite one needs it's a special RCA connector. You cannot use the other one. It's a 2-pin one. Anyway, I will use S-Video here, and that one needs to be elevated 1 millimeter from the board. So that's why I made this small board that's in the design. And then you put on here. This rises the S-Video 1 millimeter, so it's better aligned in the case. I need to check that U34. Okay, the 109. Thanks. I will check after soldering this one. As usual, I just do it quick solder, so the pins are soldered, and I will fill in later. And this one will actually need quite a lot soldered, because you want to have both boards somewhat in place. So the 139 have no bridges. U32, that's a 244. No bridges there as well. I think it's glare from for the flux, and the fact that this camera, I need to adjust it manually. So okay, like that. Let's hope I can get somewhat picture from the video grabber. So we can do the like this. I take my S-Video like this, and I need to do set that it will use S-Video. I need to manually change that every time to transition to like this, and let's hope we get some kind of picture. And no, it doesn't even sync. And this must be says S-Video in, but this capture card is actually crap sometimes. So I actually think that it's a capture card that decided to not capture. Yeah, this capture card is crap. I need to get one that actually works directly. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I need to get to another one. Well, simply put, I don't have any connector for the Yeah, I can do the VGA one. Duh. That one I can do. If I can find any connector. Sorry for this professional. Here we have VGA connectors. Of course, I forgot that one. This is an ReAmiga. So remove this video like that. Yeah, it's a big mess, my parts drawer. It's kinda sorted in bags. I'm not a very structured person. Okay, see if I can get some picture over here, but yeah, don't have any. Okay, let's see if I can do like this, and take the face camera like this. This is my test monitor. Yay! This is 1.3 new version. You can see some weird. Yeah, it boots up. We have working picture. Bridge on the 724. Yeah, we'll check that one. Let's cut my ugly face and take it on the camera. Meaning that it can actually be like this. Well, I'll do it like this, more flux, because why not? And then I do like this, and that. Do I connect my S video again? Oh, stupid. Yeah, I know why. Will I show him? Because I don't have any electrolytes connected, and the signal goes through them. That's why I don't have any composite out or S video out, because I'm a moron and forgot that I don't want to have electrolytes on. So yeah, that's why my capture card sucked, because it doesn't get the signal. Stupid. Anyway, actually this board is populated, totally populated. So if I put in ID connector here, we should have a booting kickstart. We test that one and call it today. For a better camera, we do like this, and yeah. I'm kind of tired of ID connectors because I soldered 12 ID connectors on TF1260 cars today. Okay, have there. So soldered ID connector, and I will put on an ID cable here. I will take ROMs from another board. Like this, and see if it boots. Hey, it's alive, it's alive, with 128 megabytes of RAM because I have a TF1260 installed here, my test card. Yeah, interesting that the ID LED is always lit. It should be fixed in this one. I must have used the wrong value on a resistor on the bottom one. I must have used a 10K as it's said on the seal screen of this one, and it should be 33K. So I will check that one and take a 33K one. I had on the purple ones there are actually false marking of the wrong value here, and if it's not that one I need to check why. Flipped it, there it is. No, still lit. Weird. I had to check that one out why, but yeah, you saw it, it boots. Now we just have to put some connectors on, etc. So there's nothing to show on video how to do or anything. Just, yeah, the board is working. You just have some connectors, ultrasonic bath, and then electrolytes on, not ceramics, and presto, ready to ship. He will have this one and TF1260 to wait soon. Anyway, that's it. I will do my ugly cam. No, face cam. Okay, I will head like this. So, in short, that's it. And dark. Yeah, wrong lighting. Nah, not better. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it, even if it's not that much. Maybe I should do more like this, just blabbing and doing soldering, because why not? Even it takes much longer to do the board this way. Well, you can anyway see, and because I know that there was a comment on one time when I did an ReAmiga that I didn't show it booting, like as it wouldn't boot. But yeah, you can see it boots. It's full of flux, etc., and will be more before I have all connectors on, and then ultrasonic clean, and will be fresh and fine and working. So anyway, thank you for this. It's getting late, so good night, and I will actually maybe open a beer and start coding on diagram, because I have nothing else to do today. Anyway, bye and thank you.